You think you know what a striker's job is. You think it's just about putting the ball in the back of the net. Think again, because what Phil Parkinson has just come out and said about Sam Smith changes the entire conversation. It flips the script completely. We are talking about a player who has been living in the shadows, waiting for his moment. And when that moment finally came, absolute madness ensued. But here is the thing that is going to blow your mind. It's not the goals that have the Gaffer smiling. It's not the fact that he scored at Blackburn. It's not the fact that he scored at Derby. It is something else entirely. Something that most fans don't even notice until it's pointed out to them. And when you hear what Parkinson said, you are going to look at our front line very differently. We lost our main man. Gaffer Moore goes down. 12 goals in the bag, leading the charge. Absolute monster up top. Hamstring injury. The kind of thing that usually sends a shiver down the spine of every supporter in the racecourse. You lose that kind of firepower and usually the wheels fall off. Panic stations. Who steps up? Who fills boots that big? Enter Sam Smith, a man who had started exactly one championship game all season before this run. One. That fristing 0-0 draw at Ipswich back in November. He's been patient, he's been watching, and suddenly he's thrown into the fire against Blackburn Rovers and Derby County. 2 massive away days, 2 hostile environments. And what happens? He scores in both. Bang, bang. 4 wins in a row for Wrexham. The Red Dragons are breathing fire. But if you think Parkinson is just happy about the goals, you are missing the point. The verdict he gave is revealing, it is raw, and it tells you everything about the DNA of this football club right now. Forget the headlines, forget the scoreline for a second. What Parkinson said about Sam Smith is the real story here. Let's be honest with each other for a second. When Gaffer Moore pulled up with that hamstring injury against Preston North End, did your heart stop? Just a little bit. Be honest. The man has been a colossus. 12 goals in all competitions. He is the focal point. He's the battering ram. He's the guy we look to when the going gets tough. That win against Preston, our final game of 2025, came at a cost. A 2-1 victory, sure, but seeing Moore limp off, that is the stuff of nightmares. The medical team says it's a minor injury. Okay, fair enough, we breathe a sigh of relief, but minor still means he misses games. It means he misses the New Year's Day clash at Blackburn. It means he misses the trip to Derby County. Do you have any idea how difficult the championship is? You cannot just carry a passenger up front. You need a presence. You need someone who can bully defenders, hold the ball and bring others into play. Without Moore, there was a massive question mark hanging over the squad. Could we adapt? Could we maintain this incredible momentum without our top scorer? The pressure on the replacement is immense. Imagine being Sam Smith in that moment. You are watching from the sidelines, you see the main man go down, you know the gaffer is looking down the bench. He's looking at you. The fans are looking at you. The expectation is heavy. It's not just about filling a shirt, it's about filling a role that is absolutely vital to how we play. If the striker doesn't work in our system, the whole thing collapses. The midfield gets overrun. The defence gets no respite. It is a domino effect. So the stage is set. Blackburn away, Derby away, no Gaffer Moore. This was the moment where our season could have wobbled. This was the moment where the critics were ready to say, see, Wrexham are a one-man team. But nobody told Sam Smith that. Let's talk about what Sam Smith actually did before we get to Parkinson's explosive comments. Because the context here is absolutely wild. This is a guy who has been restricted, and I mean properly restricted, to the bench. Why? Because Moore has been unplayable. That's football. It's brutal. You can be a great player, but if the guy ahead of you is banging in goals for fun, you sit, you wait, you watch. 1 start. That's all he had in a league. The Ipswich game. A 0-0 draw. Hardly the stuff of legends, right? It's easy to get rusty. It's easy to lose your sharpness. It's even easier to lose your confidence. But then, New Year's Day, Ewood Park, a tough, gritty ground. Smith gets the nod.
He's leading the line. And what does he do? He finds the back of the net. Wrexham win 2-0. Then Sunday, Derby County away, Pride Park, another massive stadium, another hostile crowd. Does he shrink? Does he hide? No, he scores again, a 2-1 victory. That takes his tally to 4 goals for the campaign. 2 games, 2 goals. That is a striker doing his job, right? That is the headline news. Smith scores again. Smith fills Moore's boots. It's the easy narrative. It's what everyone is talking about on social media. But here is where it gets interesting. Here is where we separate the casual watchers from the real football obsessives. Because if you think Parkinson is just patting him on the back for scoring, you are dead wrong. The goals are great. We love goals. We need goals. But goals can sometimes paper over the cracks. You can play terribly for 89 minutes, tap one in, and everyone thinks you're a hero. Parkinson doesn't work like that. The Gaffer sees everything. He sees the movement, he sees the sweat, he sees the tactical discipline. And this is where the bombshell drops.
Are you ready for this? Because this is the quote that defines everything. This is the moment Parkinson revealed what he actually values in his players. Parkinson is delighted, obviously, we've won 4 in a row, but listen to his exact words regarding Sam Smith. He said, he's been brilliant. Forget the goals, his all-round displays have been really good, and that is what I'm pleased with. Did you hear that? Forget the goals. How many managers tell you to forget the goals when a striker has just scored in back-to-back away wins? It sounds absurd, it sounds contradictory, but it is actually a masterclass in management and tactical analysis. Parkinson isn't blinded by the scoreboard, he's looking at the engine of the team. He went on to say, when you need players to step in and pick up the baton, Sam's done that so well. This is the key, pick up the baton. It implies that the standard was set high by Kiefer Moore, and Smith didn't just try to emulate him, he maintained the intensity. Parkinson elaborated on exactly what Smith did that was so impressive, and it wasn't a finishing. He said, regarding the Blackburn game, he ran in behind, he held the ball up, he defended set plays, and he did the same at Derby. Let's break that down. Number 1, ran in behind. This stretches the defence. It forces their backline to drop deep, which opens up space in the midfield for us to play. It's tireless, thankless running. Number 2, held the ball up. This is the Kiefer Moore special. When we are under pressure, we clear it to the striker. If he loses it, the ball comes straight back at us. If he holds it, the team can breathe. Smith did this perfectly. Number 3, defended set plays. This is the dirty work. Coming back into your own box to head away corners. Putting your body on the line when the opposition is bombarding you. This is what Parkinson loves. He loves the grit. He loves the fight. The goals are the cherry on top, but the cake is the work rate. That quote, forget the goals, is the highest compliment a manager like Parkinson can give. It means you are a proper footballer, not just a glory hunter. To understand why Smith's performance was so critical, you have to understand the system. We play a 3-4-3. In this system, the central striker is isolated. You are often on your own against 2 or 3 giant centre-backs. It's a lonely job, it's a physical battle. Parkinson explained it perfectly. In that 3-4-3 system, you need the striker at the top of the pitch to occupy defenders to create space for the 2 10s, and he did it brilliantly. This is the tactical nuance. The 2 10s are our creative spark. They're the ones who need pockets of space to operate. If the striker is lazy, the defenders can step up and squeeze the space for our number 10s. The attack dies. But if the striker is occupying defenders, meaning he's annoying them, dragging them out of position, fighting them physically, then the defenders are distracted. They are worried about the striker, and suddenly space opens up behind them. That is where the magic happens. Smith wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for the team.
By engaging the defenders, by taking the physical hits, he allowed the rest of the team to flow. Is a selfless role, is a sacrificial role. And to do that against championship defences, that's no joke. Parkinson called it a big ask, and he's right. Asking a guy who hasn't played regularly to go away to Derby and occupy a really good championship defence is a massive request. But Smith delivered. He didn't just survive, he thrived.
Now, you might be asking, how? How does a player sit on the bench for half the season and then produce this level of performance? How do you stay fit? How do you stay sharp? How do you not lose your mind? This is the part that makes me want to run through a brick wall for this team. It comes down to attitude. It comes down to professionalism. Parkinson gave us a peek behind the curtain at the training ground. He said it is an absolute credit to his professionalism because he trains so hard every day. He's always in the gym, and his detail of how he prepares himself for games is elite. Elite, that is the word. He's always in the gym. He's training hard every single day, even when he knows he probably won't start on Saturday because Moore's scoring hat-tricks. Smith is there, grinding, preparing, studying the details. This is the culture of Wrexham right now. No passengers, no sulking. If you're out of the team, you work harder. You make sure that when the door cracks open, you are ready to kick it down. Smith is described as a great character to have in the group. That matters. In a promotion chase or a playoff push, the dressing room is everything. You cannot have toxicity. You need guys like Sam Smith who are ready to die for the badge the second they step onto the pitch, regardless of how many minutes they've played in the last month. It is easy to be professional when you are the star. It is incredibly hard to be professional when you are the backup. That is the measure of the man.
Let's zoom out for a second. What does this actually mean for Wrexham? We have won 4 games in a row. 4 in the Championship. That is not luck. That is form. That is momentum. We went to Blackburn and won. We went to Derby and won. These are historic clubs. These are tough grounds. And we did it without our top scorer. This proves that we are not a fragile team. We have depth. We have options. Gaffer Moore will be back soon. Parkinson confirmed it's a minor injury, but now we know we don't have to rush him. We know we have Sam Smith ready to step up and do the job. That is a luxury. That is a weapon. Opposition managers will look at this and worry. They will think, if we stop Moore, they have Smith. If we stop the strikers, the 10s will kill us. We are becoming a multi-dimensional threat. The 2-1 win at Derby wasn't just 3 points, it was a statement. It was a message to the rest of the league that the Red Dragons are not just here to make up the numbers. We are here to compete. We are here to win. And Sam Smith, he has just cemented his place as a hero in this chapter of the story. Not just for the goals, but for the graft.
So, here is the bottom line. Phil Parkinson knows exactly what he is doing. By coming out and saying, forget the goals, he is taking the pressure off Smith to be a goal machine and placing the value on the team performance. He is telling every other player in that squad, work hard, do your job, and I will praise you, regardless of who scores. That is how you build a winning mentality. Sam Smith deserves every bit of praise he is getting. To step into Gaffer Moore's shoes is daunting. To do it away from home twice in a week and deliver 6 points, that is legendary stuff. The goals were the icing, the performance was the cake. And right now, Wrexham fans, we are eating good. This squad is special. The mentality is elite. And if anyone doubted whether we could handle the heat of the Championship when things go wrong, well, Sam Smith just gave you the answer. What a player, what a manager, what a club. Up the town.